Howdy, pards. How you doing today? Beautiful day here up near the Canadian border. The sun's shining, the birds are chirping. It's just gorgeous. And no wind. So this time my microphone won't have all that noise. Than the last time I did that, it wasn't very good. So I thought today would be a nice opportunity to get out of the tack room, do my review out in the sun, and enjoy life. Because chances are, if you like guns, you like the great outdoors. And you know what I'm talking about. Today I'm going to do a little review on the Kel-Tec PMR-30, one of my favorite handguns. It has an awful lot going for it, and I think it's just an absolute great gun. And I know when they first came out, there were some problems with rounds keyholing and such with the barrel, and you know, they've worked their problems out. I've got several of these, and every one of them's worked flawlessly for me, and I've been very happy. And you're kind of limited on the sight adjustment on them, but every one I have, after I adjusted the front sight, hits absolutely perfect, dead on. Have not had any problems with them. So I really, for my purposes, what I use this gun for, I really like this gun. All these have been safety checked. I'm going to run through some of the features. Now, it's got a European style mag release. So down the bottom, you've got this mag release. You just push on the heel and the mag drops right out. Now the magazine holds 30 rounds. And although they're a little tough to get in once you get past 20, and you have to do every round you put in, you got to tap it on the back a little to seat each round. That is about the biggest downside to this whole gun, as I can see right there, is loading the mags. And you know, you can load them to 20 and not load 30. You don't have to load 30. And the first 20 doesn't take much seating, a couple taps, and they seat fine the first 20. And I've had no problem, no failures of feed, no issues at all. And you just take your time and load the magazines right, put a round in, tap her down, put another round in. And I think that's the real problem people have with them, is they don't take the time to slowly load the mags correctly. They rush it, and they're probably bending the casings of the magazines when they're loading the casings on the cartridge when they're loading the magazines. So I think that attributes to a lot of the issues people are having with them. Myself, I have had no issues. So I found it to be a very accurate gun. And of course, it shoots the 22 Magnum. It's kind of a strange design. It's a very lightweight gun. I'll put the specs up on the screen, up here somewhere, right in there. No need to go over them. I can just pop them up there, give you something to read while you listen to me talk. You know, I almost did not buy this gun when I saw it in the gun shop, and the reason being is I did not like the fact the frame was a two-piece frame and is bolted together. And later, at the time I didn't know it, but later I found out that the Ruger Mark I, Mark II, Mark III, those frames, Ruger doesn't even make those frames. They're jobbed out, and they come in two pieces. They're a stamped out two-piece. I don't know if they're stamped out or machined out. I'm assuming they're stamped out. I would find it highly doubtful if they aren't. I bet they're stamped out. But they're a two-piece. They come to Ruger in two pieces, and Ruger just welds them together. So if you're going to use this as an argument to not like this gun, you shouldn't like that Ruger Mark I, II, or III either. And you know, everybody knows those are great guns. Very accurate, great guns. And I decided, as I was looking at it, I decided, oh, what the heck, you know? I'm an old school guy. Maybe I shouldn't be old school on everything. I should give this gun a chance. And I am really glad I did, because this is a fantastic gun. It is so much fun at the shooting range. And it is a great gun to have around here on a ranch where you want to carry something that you don't know what kind of varmint you might have. A 22 Magnum is an incredible round. You can take a coyote down with this 22 Magnum if you have to. It'll take a lot of stuff out. It's a very handy gun for that around here. And I've got this, got to go off the gun for a bit. You know, there aren't a lot of holsters being made. I've made my own. They are making holster molds now, and I've made my own for this gun. But I've also found that I've had a Gelco for a Model 23 Glock, and I found that a little work, I shaped this and it works fine. It fits absolutely perfect, and that was a Model 23. That works for me. And you know, that's usually how I carry this thing, because it gives me an extra mag that gives me 60 rounds, and it's a great gun to carry when I'm out there working on fence or something. If I see a little groundhog sticks its head up out of the hole, I can take that thing out, and it's not in a shoulder holster. It's not getting in the way. I'm not scuffing the gun up on doing stuff, working on fence or riding horseback or whatever I might do. And I often wear this around. And it's not the greatest self-defense gun in the world, but you know what, guys? 30 rounds of 22 Magnum, if I had to, I'd probably go ahead and use it. So, and you know, this gun is probably my favorite out of the three of them, which I think that's because it's the old school guy in me. I like the black gun, because I don't think it shoots any better than the other ones, but I feel like I shoot better when I shoot this one. And I think it's just, I was thinking about it, I think it's just because it's black. It seems like more like a real old school gun to me because it's black. But yeah, when you pick these things up, they're incredibly light and they look kind of funky, and the grip is quite large, although it is quite slender. And when you pick it up, it is slender enough that it fits my hand absolutely perfect. Just love it. But yeah, it looks very odd. And it's got an ambidextrous safety on it, and the safety is old school 1911 style. Safety is on when it's up. Just push it down with your thumb and it's off. So if you've trained like me, if you were trained in on 1911, it's perfect. Absolutely perfect. And yeah, it's just I just absolutely love this gun. I really do. And you know, for years I carried a PS9 H&K, so the mag release down here doesn't bother me at all. I'm trained in on using the mag release like that, first off. Second off, you've got 30 rounds in there. You could shoot a lot of varmints on your day going around the ranch before you need to replace the magazine. So, but I can do a speed load with that, no problem at all, tactical reload. Trained in on it, so that was no hindrance to me when I looked at it. Didn't stop me one bit from buying it. Matter of fact, the thing that bothered me the most about it is the optic sights. And I've found that the optic sights are just great. The orange in the back, green in the front, just love them. And they're squared off and outlined, so on the outline you got basically a target sight if you want to look at the outlines and not the dots. But nighttime, probably not so much. Not such a great gun for nighttime, but I'm not using it for that, so I'm just using it in the daytime when I'm out working. That's the primary use I have for this gun. The point of use would be out working on fence, fixing stuff, doing things here around the ranch. Want to carry a gun that I can, if I have a rabid coyote or come across a groundhog that's out there chewing up my pasture, I got something I can take it out with that's a good, reliable firearm, but yet, you know, I don't need to be shooting a 38 or a 45 or something. And so lightweight, is so comfortable to wear, you don't even know you have it in that shoulder holster. You got 60 rounds and you got this gun, and it's so lightweight, you know. It's not like carrying a big 45 round in a cartridge belt all day long. So it's kind of anti-cowboy, I know, but I really, really do like carrying this gun around. Very nice gun. I'll throw, like I said, I'll throw all the pertinent information about it up. And yeah, that was the only thing that really held me back on it, was the two-piece frame. And, you know, if you think about it, the Ruger, those things have been around for years and they're welded up. If you had a problem with this, this is the beauty about this. You can go to Kel-Tec and get parts for this gun. You can buy every part you want for this gun right over the internet, except for, of course, the serialized component. You know, you're going to have to go through a dealer to get that, go through an FFL. But all the other parts, the grips, you can buy a left-hand panel or right-hand panel. You can buy right over the internet. Comes in a couple days, and you replace your broken component. And that's my pet peeve with a lot of firearms, is you cannot get parts. It's a pain in the butt to get parts. And once they discontinue a gun, you know, it's next to impossible to get parts. But it's next to impossible on a lot of guns to get parts anyways. And a lot of these guns are great. Everybody's touting these guns that are great values that come in from the Eastern Bloc countries. But where were you going to get parts? You can't even get magazines for those guns. Here you can go right on Kel-Tec. You can order yourself a couple magazines. You can order yourself a replacement grip, a new firing pin, whatever you need. In a few days it comes. And just, yeah, you're dealing directly with the manufacturer. Might not be as cheap as if you're buying a Glock part that you can go to Brownells or Midway USA and shop back and forth and get the cheapest price. But, man, you can get the parts. And they tell you if they're in stock or not. And if they aren't in stock, you can order them. They'll come when they get them in stock. But you know, right there, whether they're in stock or not, you can order it. Absolutely fantastic. I love it when a dealer, when a manufacturer of a firearm, like Carr does it also. Carr and Kel-Tec, you can go right to their website and they have the stuff on their website. You don't have to search for a phone number to call and talk to somebody there. No, you can just order it. To me, that's a great selling feature about the Kel-Tec, is that you can get parts for the guns, you can get magazines, you can buy stuff right on their website. Don't even have to talk to anybody, just your charge card, click on what you want, and boom, it comes. Absolutely fantastic in my book. So, PF9, P11, this one here, PMR-30. If you had any of those guns, you can get the parts. I find that as a real selling feature. You know, they had some problem, I touched on it before about when these first came out, about the barrels and rounds keyholing. And when you buy one of these guns, in the box comes this little piece of yellow paper, and on it says, for the most reliable functioning of your PMR-30, Kel-Tec recommends CCI Maxi Mag 40 grain, CCI Maxi Mag jacketed hollow point 30 grain, Federal Game Shock jacket hollow point 50 grain, Winchester Super X FMJ full metal jacket 40 grain. And it says Kel-Tec recommends not using Arms Corps 40 grain, Fiocchi 40 grain, any other non-US made ammunition. Now I've got some ammo here. I've got classic Remington Magnum rimfire 40 grain. I've got the 40 grain Maxi Mags and the 40 grain PDX 122 Defender. And you know, it's been my theory in life to always buy the bigger bullet, and I think that maybe the keyholing issue is coming from a smaller charge round or a smaller bullet. I don't know. I've never had any problem with any of these keyholing, never had any problem with function, but normally, you know, I shoot Maxi Mags, and it's only always CCI in the 22, and it's only in this last go around here where it's been so hard to find 22s that I've started buying other things than CCI. But you know, when you get into the Magnums, you're only going to find pretty much good stuff out there anyways. It's not like the 22 long rifle is, where you have so much cheap bricks of garbage. So I have had no problems functioning. So I know there's a lot of videos out there where they're talking about that, and I don't know. I've got more experience than just one gun, because here I've got several. And no problems at all. It's a great gun. It really is. I really, really, really like this gun. So, thanks for tuning in, guys. If you like my videos, please subscribe. And until we see you next time, guys, go out there and be safe, huh?